Hey, I'm Shelly.
And I'm Angela.
And this is Real Talk Dating Exposed,
where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of dating in your 40s.
Okay, welcome to part 2 with our lovely matchmaker. We are learning so much, Angela.
I know we really are.
I'm feeling super excited about this. So, have you ever fired a client?
Yes, I have.
And why?
Background check, actually.
Oh, ooh. Is it spicy?
Well, it was, they had a restraining order.
Oh.
So
that's a red flag.
It was a red flag. Anytime that's like, or a no contact order, something along those lines, it's just.
Yeah. Steer clear.
Yeah. It just, I mean, even though there's always explanation to me that's where I draw the line.
Well, especially when you're the connector, right? Because if something were to happen, then it's like, why didn't you?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you handle a client who thinks they're a 10, but they're actually a 5?
Well, I mean, I think so. It's interesting because most people that think that they're 10s, if we want to talk about 10s and people that are categorized as numbers, they don't come to me.
Interesting.
Because 10s feel that they're 10s and they don't
need the help.
Don't need the help.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't you feel like some of them do? I feel like the ones that think they're the 10s need the most help.
Yeah. So
oftentimes
I talk about how when we're 18 and we leave the house and we graduate high school, there are 2 things that are assumed. Number 1, that we know how to attract a healthy relationship.
No.
And number 2, that we know how to manage money.
Yeah.
No.
And neither one of these are true.
Right.
For sure.
Yet they are so important to life. And the only way that we know how to manage money and how to navigate relationships is based off of how we grew up, watching our parents.
Yeah.
Right. So when we get older, it's assumed that we're going to find love and we're going to be really good at it and we're going to be able to find that partner and we're going to be able to have money and be successful. But we know that it's difficult and there's no playbook. It's not like you get a book on how to date and you get a book of how to manage money. I mean, maybe sometimes, but as we get older, these are the 2 most vulnerable places to be in with somebody, is to talk about love and relationships and talk about money. Yet these are the 2 things in life that we will refuse to ask for help for, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, if dating was easy, I wouldn't be in business.
Right.
For sure.
Like, I wish I wasn't in business. I wish this wasn't a thing. I wish that people could find love and connection easily, but it's just not that. Yeah. And so people have to be willing to be open and to be coachable in order to work with a matchmaker. A matchmaker is not a drive-thru. You do not come to us and you give us this long laundry list of everything that you're looking for and we go into a computer and we type it up. No, this is about uncomfortable conversations. This is about how you're showing up. This is about what you're bringing to the table. This is about, or the things that you're seeking in other people, are you also giving that to the relationship? So you have to be able to be that person to have those uncomfortable conversations with clients, and you have to be the right client that's willing to have that conversation with your matchmaker.
To be able to hear the hard things.
That's right.
So when it comes to dating,
Yes.
right? Like, to your point, we have our things that we want, things that we need. And so that's oftentimes a question that comes up on a date, right? Like, what are you looking for?
Right.
And so what's your advice there? Because I feel like if we were to answer that openly, we've basically just given a master manipulator across the table, like our playbook, right? Like, here's everything you need to do. So someone like that, who's maybe showing up inauthentically, could be like, okay, check. I can do that.
Sure.
So what's your recommendation in those moments to still show up authentically and share what we want and what we're looking for without it influencing the person on the other side of the table to be someone who they're not? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So we're talking about is the person basically collecting all those data points and like love bombing you and giving you the things that you think that person thinks that you want in order to
be
reel you in.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that singles shouldn't even have that conversation on a first date. If you meet on the app and they say looking for long-term and you're looking for long-term, just go in trusting that they're looking for long-term. Mm-hmm. Because it's not what a person says.
It's what they do.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So somebody with dating with intent, they're going to consistently show up. You won't have to ask, what are you looking for? Or what, why are you here? It's assumed. It's like when people say, well, I want to be friends first. Well, yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's natural. Yes, you're going to become friends first. But when somebody says that, I want to be friends first and let's see where this goes, I tell people that is a red flag.
Yep. Why?
Because it's assumed you're going to be friends first. If you are looking for a long-term relationship, that person should be, with confidence, say, yes, I'm looking for a long-term relationship.
Yes.
When someone is
a little wishy-washy,
like, I don't know, let's just kind of see where this goes, then that is like, you want to talk about giving somebody a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Stay clear, because that person's indecisive. That person is basically also, not only do we want to pay attention to their actions, but listen to what they're saying.
For sure.
If they're telling you, let's just see where this goes, you are exactly in the position where you're going to be in a position with this person where let's just see where it goes.
Sure.
And I think that most people are looking for a long-term relationship. I think that it's up to us, we're all in this together, as you're going on a date with somebody, to see how they're showing up and to see if their actions speak, their actions and their words align. Because when things are disconnected, it can trigger your attachment. We haven't even talked about attachment styles. It can trigger your attachment.
Done many episodes on it.
Oh, have you? Okay,
I
good.
mean, a couple. Yeah.
What's that?
A couple.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That when someone's triggering your attachment, that is this the right person that you can navigate and talk that through? Or is this person going to push you away? So I think you have to trust and you have to lean in, but you also have to just do a little bit at a time and allow that person to consistently show up.
I mean, this goes back to what we've talked about. I'm glad you're giving us validation on things that we discussed through experience.
Yeah.
Only because I think we've learned, at least I can speak for myself, it takes a good, we always say this, like 4 to 6 months to really know someone. And when I say that, is that I used to be the one that would go in and ask all the questions, right? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Because it makes you feel more secure if they're telling you what you want to hear. But ultimately, what are they going to be showing me over the next month or two? So then it became less about asking the questions and more about observing without attachment, which became very difficult. Not difficult, but like people will be like, oh, you don't warm up. But I'm like, I just don't know you. And that's not in a rude way. And it's not being avoidant. It's just, hey, I want to give you time to kind of show up the way, because it's all going to come out in the wash. And not that I go in with a negative outlook, but ultimately, you don't know, people show up as their representative.
It's a little avoidant.
I'm a little avoidant.
It's a little avoidant.
She is. I call her out all the time.
She's going to be called out right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a little avoidant.
Listen, we all have things to work on.
Yes, we do.
In order to find love, you have to be vulnerable. You cannot put up walls. You cannot. I mean, you can initially, and I understand why you're guarded, completely justified. But as you're slowly allowing this person in, you've got to take it down brick by brick. You have to, versus just keeping them at arm's length. Because if they can't feel a connection to you, if you're not being vulnerable enough with them, if they're not feeling that they are also getting something in return, then they're going to lose interest.
For sure.
So in order to feel love, you have to be vulnerable. In order to be vulnerable, you have to trust. And in order to trust, you have to believe in yourself. Enough that if that person shows up in a way that is showing you that they're not the right person for you, that you have to trust yourself enough to know that you're going to break it off.
For sure.
Because you will.
Yeah.
So it's okay to let them in, to your point.
Yeah.
Let them come in a little bit. It's okay.
We're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we are.
At what point do you say, because we get this a lot, like when do you become exclusive, right? So at what point do you see that happening, or do you coach your clients through that? Like,
yeah, I do.
What does that look like?
Quite a bit. So I think you either just know or you don't. After 3 or 4 dates, the question I always have this is when you know you should be exclusive. And if you're exclusive, you should have a title. There is no such thing of being exclusive, and let's just see where this goes.
Okay.
Oh, we've had conversations on this.
Yeah. So my philosophy is if you're exclusive, you are admitting that you both are in it for you're just going to focus on each other, and you are boyfriend, girlfriend. Exclusive without the title is just a situationship. It is not, because you get to act like you're in a relationship, but you still have one foot out the door just in case. But if you put that label on it, and even people are like, well, I'm not into labels. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are. You so are into labels.
You're just scared of being vulnerable.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You're just scared of being vulnerable.
Yeah.
So for some people, that's, what I say is, can you imagine this person going on a date with someone else? That's it. That's the only question you need to ask yourself. And if the answer is like, oh gosh, I can't even. Or am I comfortable going on a date with somebody else at this point?
Yeah.
If the answer is no, I'm not comfortable dating somebody else, and I don't think I'm comfortable with them going on a date with somebody else, then you need to have an adult conversation.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who initiates that.
It doesn't
Male,
matter.
female, it doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
And the conversation is, this is how I'm feeling. This is where I'm at. I'm really enjoying getting to know you. I am at a point where I feel like I just want to focus on you. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling? Not, are we boyfriend, girlfriend? It's, this is where I'm at. These are my feelings. What are your feelings?
And
they might not be on the same page.
And that's okay.
And then you are the one that has to decide
whether or not you're,
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
But being exclusive without the title,
what are we doing? What are we even doing here?
What are you even doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So walk us through what it's like to work with you. How do people find you?
Yeah.
When they start working with you, what does that look like for them?
Yes.
Maybe go over your cost a little bit.
Sure.
All of that.
Yeah. So it's initially it will, if people are interested, they book a consultation. It is a paid consultation. It's not a sales. I'm not here to sell to you. I'm here to help you. So I have people sign up, once they book a paid consultation, they will fill out some information that gives me a heads up of what's been going on.
Okay.
During the consultation, it's my job to give you maybe a playbook. Like, okay, these are some things that you could tweak, or some things. Are you doing this or are you doing that? How are you online dating? Show me your profile. What's going on? And sometimes giving them just really quick solutions during that time because sometimes that's all people need. If I feel that it's somebody that could benefit from our work together and they feel like I am the right person that could possibly help them, then the next step is, okay, what type of program would be in their best interest? Because I'm a businesswoman, but I'm also about results. I want to put you in a program that I feel that you're going to get the quickest results.
Yeah.
Not the most money.
Yeah.
Quickest results. So that could be through matchmaking. That could be through dating coaching, which is I redo my clients' profiles. I write their profiles. We set them up online. And then as they're online dating, they are keeping in continuous contact with me, sending me screenshots. What do I do about this? What do I do with? Sometimes we'll get and we'll swipe together. Another service is called Online Dating Concierge, in which can be controversial, but it's in which I act as my client online. So I'm having conversations as I'm them. And then as I'm having these conversations, then I set up the date and I send my client the screenshot of everything that's been discussed. And then they
take it over.
And it's quite magical in a way that I'm not emotionally invested. I'm working in their best interest. And so I'm looking, would this person be a good match?
Yeah.
Would this person be a good match? And then having those conversations, and you both know that online dating conversations are like,
yeah.
What's the last movie you went to? It's not talking about your childhood or anything. It's just very much on the surface. And the whole point of online dating is getting people off the app. So that's what I do. So sometimes that's a great service for people. And then the last is really the styling. Some people just need that reboot. Like they're totally fine. They just want having the styled shoot. So I'll style them for their shoot, send them on their way, and then they take it from there. So it just really depends on what's in their best interest. I did not know that was Sorry.
It's hard.
No, it's not.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag retrograde.
Yeah. Okay. And where can people find you?
Yeah. So you can find me at scottsdalematchmaker.com.
Okay.
Awesome.
You can also find my podcast, Dear Matchmaker, on wherever you get your podcasts. You can also, I have a TikTok channel, Kat Cantrell, and Instagram, Kat Cantrell.
Okay.
Awesome.
And we will link all of that in our show notes. So we can
Kat,
connect
thank you so much.
Oh my gosh,
thank
ladies,
you for being
thank
on.
you.
This was
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you so much.
And if you're not subscribing or tuning in, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
all audio
TikTok, all of it.
platforms, we're everywhere.
Yes. Thanks
Thank
so much.
you.